I'm the BRB or BRB. I put a the in it. I don't know who did that. Someone started it, and a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, you should do that." And I was like, nah, because Facebook dropped it, and they, I'm originally from New Jersey, but I'm in a ministry in Australia. I've been there for probably about 16 years now, called Krosswerdz, with a K, an E, and a Z, or a Z. And we're an urban, I guess, ministry, if you want to use urban. But yeah, we use like hip hop and the elements of hip hop to reach hip hop culture and those like on the fringe that don't really, they may now have faith and they're like, well, now what? Because church is super scary. So we've got 3 branches. So there's Krosswerdz, which is like the ministry side of stuff. Like we do like praise tracks, like praise and worship with MCs and B-boys and DJs. Then there's KWA, which is the Krosswerdz artists. And that's all graffiti writers, graph writers, street artists, whatever you want to call it. And then there's KWR, which is like the MCs and all the people that record stuff, So within those 3 branches, there's lots of stuff going on. But we're all over Australia. There's probably about 7 or 8 cropped up there. We're in Korea, Malaysia, and it's just spreading. And basically, I guess in one word, it's skills and character. That's what it is, and that's like the nucleus. So just a part of that. Glad to be a part of that. So.
Got it. Very cool. So what's like the Christian hip hop scene like over in Australia?
It's interesting because I think hip hop there is still in like this purest form. You got lots of dudes so I MC, that's like my main element, but I also produce beats, and I love to have a cut and just scratch, So a lot of the guys that are in Krosswerdz, they do multi-elements. So when we come across someone who's, doesn't know Christ or doesn't know God, the first thing that they see is skills. And I think if we didn't have the skills of setting the standard, then we probably wouldn't get any attention, to be honest. So in Australia, there's a very much, the beats are dope. Like there's a gang of really good producers out there. And within our house, our branch at KWR, we got a guy named Wisdom, and he's one half of Brethren, who makes some just killer beats. Lots of different types of percussion and horns and stuff. And it's to the point where people who like don't know God or don't know like whatever hip hop form it is, like they're like, that's good. I don't care who you are or what you do. That's good, and I want that. I want that beat, or I want that MC to come and be at my gig, or I want that graffiti writer to do a piece in my spot. So we get a lot of rep, and it's fairly big as far as I guess you would say Australian hip hop, but there's a lot of like bar, sing song, chorus, bar, and then that's it. So, there's a lot of more hip-hop radio stations cropping up and things like that. But we do have Definition Radio, which is a radio that's in the capital of Australia where I live. And that has been going pretty strong. It's been going for over 10 years now. And that plays, it's like 2 hours live. And it goes from the ACT, which is the capital, into a lot of New South Wales, but also you can stream online and things like that. And we get a lot of people listening to that, or even like internationals, even from the States, saying, hey, can you guys play my stuff? And that's good, because it helps spread the word of, like, I guess, if you want to call it conscious hip hop. And then that trickles down into, I hate using terms like secular, but you know what I'm saying? Like that trickles down into people who wouldn't otherwise hear about the Lord. So yeah.
Oh, very cool. So what's like the Christian hip hop scene in Australia's awareness of the scene in America?
Man, it's funny because I was born here. Like, I'm a dual citizen, so I see things through a different lens. Going over there, when I first went over there and started rapping and stuff, people were like, "Oh man, this guy, he's got a whack scent," So yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, if you don't rap Australian, mate, get get out, and people had to go, yo, no, he was originally from Jersey, oh, okay, well, he gets a pass. So there was this kind of, if you don't sound this certain way, then you're just going to get shunned. And the problem with that was you had the only rappers, MCs that people knew in Australia was like Tupac and Biggie. So you have kids growing up on Tupac and Biggie, listening to them for years and years and years. So when they rap, and because the underground, the hip hop scene was so underground and so elitist at a time, they're gonna sound like Tupac and Biggie. So now, probably about 10 years on, you'll see this clash and this blending of that, which is kind of beautiful. And now they go, okay, well, it started in New York, but we're gonna take it and make it our own thing. And now, instead of like resenting some of the roots, now a lot more people are embracing that, and you get like a lot of artists from the capital even visiting New York, and going to where Kool Herc was and taking pictures and going, and it's not just a well, okay, we're gonna take it and make it better, but now it's this like blending thing. But there are a few artists that I've been there when we watch videos or something, and they just go, man, this is completely irrelevant to me. Like no one's rolling on 1,000 spoke gold rims and 6'4" Impalas and doing that stuff. And I think to me there's this big disconnect in that. And a lot of the major metropolitan cities, you get this like hipster rap. And it's funny, you get the guys with the skinny jeans, the big beards, and their coffees. I don't want to say what kind, but and then and some of them have bars, so it's like, and you don't want to directly diss anyone, but there was this big clash of the underground with like these what they call like eshays with gutter rap, polos flipped up, and they're trying to emulate like the L's Up style kind of thing from the States, but in their own way. And so we're seeing now a lot of people going, well, I don't know what to label this. So I think for me, we're in a good spot right now, because in my city in Canberra 10 years ago, dude, you couldn't have a cipher. Everybody would battle. Like someone would drop some bars, and it's like, oh, you think you're something? All right. And it's like, man, and as a Christian, dude, you had to be able to, fend for your own and still, rep for the king styles. Because if you didn't, no one would even listen to you, and you'd lose respect really quick.